Imagine a universe where Luke Skywalker, the hero of one of the most iconic sagas in film history, made a decision that changed everything. What if he had joined the dark side? What would have happened to the rebels, the galaxy, and the fate of everyone who fought for freedom? In this video, we will reveal a dark yet fascinating scenario where Luke, instead of battling Darth Vader and the Emperor, chose to join their side. This alternate outcome would have not only changed the course of the war, but also the very fabric of the Force. Get ready to see the Star Wars saga from a new perspective, where good doesn't always triumph. Luke Skywalker, the hero we know and love. But what if, at the most critical moment of his life, he made the wrong choice? This single decision could have destroyed everything the rebels fought for. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, we'll show you what a galaxy with Luke as an ally to Darth Vader could look like. The story is so captivating that you won't want to miss a second. In the original Star Wars trilogy, Luke Skywalker battles Darth Vader aboard the Death Star. This is the climax of the entire story. Emperor Palpatine tries to persuade Luke to join the dark side. In the end, Luke rejects his offer, throws away his lightsaber, and chooses not to give in to evil. But what if it had all happened differently? Imagine that at that very moment when the Emperor offered Luke the chance to unite with him and Vader, Luke hesitated. Instead of discarding his lightsaber, he begins to ponder, what if Vader is right? What if the dark side truly holds greater power and could help him bring peace to the galaxy? This moment of doubt becomes the point of no return. In this alternate universe, Luke Skywalker chooses the dark side. Instead of rejecting the Emperor, he takes Darth Vader's hand and becomes his ally. Unbeknownst to the rebels, they continue their plan to destroy the Death Star. However, with Luke on the Empire's side, that plan falls apart. Immediately after joining the dark side, Luke's first task is to fight the rebels. He uses his abilities to foresee their moves, making their attacks on the Death Star far less effective. However, Han Solo and Leia Organa manage to escape at the last moment with the core of the rebel fleet. Even though they destroy part of the Death Star, the Empire remains strong, and their defeat becomes only a matter of time. But this is only the beginning. Having embraced the dark side, Luke gains access to incredible power. Palpatine teaches him the dark aspects of the Force, revealing knowledge that the Jedi could never access. Luke becomes even more powerful than Vader and soon realizes that his new strength can reshape the entire order of the galaxy. Unlike Vader, who was broken by his fall to the dark side, Luke embraces it wholeheartedly. He doesn't see it as evil, but as a tool to achieve his goals. His moral compass, once unshakable, begins to crumble under the weight of newfound knowledge and power. Meanwhile, the rebels find themselves in a hopeless situation. Without their main hero, Luke Skywalker, their morale plummets. Even experienced fighters like Leia and Han cannot stop the Empire, now stronger than ever with Luke's help. As Luke grows confident in his newfound powers, he decides that his destiny is not just to serve the Emperor, but to become the new leader of the Empire. Using his new abilities, he unexpectedly kills Palpatine in a duel, using Force Lightning, an iconic weapon of the former Emperor. The death of Palpatine marks the end of the old Empire. Luke Skywalker becomes the new Emperor, with Darth Vader as his loyal servant. Now, Luke controls the entire galaxy and begins to impose his own order. But this new world is not one of freedom or equality. It is a world ruled by power and fear. Despite his new authority, Luke begins to feel the burden of his reign. He realizes that it's impossible to maintain control over the galaxy through constant fear, and that even his powers have limits. At this moment, he faces an internal conflict, whether to continue down the path of the dark side or attempt to restore balance to the Force. The rebels don't give up. Even though their numbers have dwindled, they continue to fight for freedom. The new leader of the rebellion, Han Solo, gathers the last of their forces for an attack on Emperor Luke. But without the help of the Jedi, they seem to be at a losing end. One of the key moments in this alternate history is Luke's realization that joining the dark side didn't make the galaxy better. He had promised himself that he would bring peace, but all he sees around him is chaos and destruction. The Empire is on the verge of rebellions in different corners of the galaxy. Luke begins to doubt his decision. He remembers the teachings of Obi-Wan and Yoda, who told him that the dark side destroys everything it touches. He realizes that instead of being a savior, he has become a destroyer. At this moment, Darth Vader, who has served Luke loyally throughout, begins to have conflicting feelings. He sees his son walking the same path that led to his own downfall, and it fills him with regret. Vader decides that he must try to bring Luke back to the light. In an epic final battle, father and son face each other once again, but this time within the Empire. Vader tries to convince Luke that there's still time to return. He admits his mistakes and tells Luke that the dark side not only destroys the world but also the person wielding it. Luke hesitates. A battle rages in his mind between the light and the dark. He knows his path has been wrong, but turning back is not so simple. The dark side clings to his soul, refusing to let go. In the end, Luke makes a decision. He forgives his father for all his mistakes and decides to return to the light side. But before he can do so, the Empire collapses under the pressure of rebellions across the galaxy. The rebels, led by Han, deliver the final blow. Luke Skywalker, the former Emperor, goes into exile, just as his father once did. He no longer sees a purpose in war and decides to spend the rest of his life in meditation, seeking inner peace. Thus ends the alternate story of Luke on the dark side, a story full of loss but with hope for redemption. If you enjoyed this alternate universe scenario, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. And if we reach 5,000 likes, I'll release a video on what would have happened if Palpatine had never become Emperor. Let me know in the comments what alternate storylines you'd like to see in the next video.